I am drawing by the book, otherwise known as Jason Cracknell, and I've finished another Zelda piece. What should that tell you about me? I adore Zelda way too much. Probably, maybe, I don't know. It's really all I got. I love Zelda. I really like Zelda. What can I say? Anyway, so this piece, it's a weird one, right? It's like all the kind of cuter links and younger links against Ganondorf's corpse, which we saw in the recent Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Like, it's a weird clash, right, of the different links in that. And it wouldn't make sense on first glance. Although it might look cool, it doesn't make any sense. Until you think like how I think. Because how I thought when I did this piece, or how I thought when I thought of this piece, if that makes sense, was I was watching the direct, and at the start of the direct, they showed the nice, cute Link's Awakening with the cute clay art style and that, and I was like, wow, look how adorable that is, look how beautiful that is, I want to explore that world for how adorable it is. And then it got, about 10 minutes later, got to the end of the trailer, or end of the direct, and what do we see? Breath of the Wild 2. Everyone's gobsmacked. And who's the villain of this new one? Ganondorf's rotting corpse? How that makes any sense? We have no idea yet. We will hopefully find out, because that's some mystery which needs to be solved, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, it was just this weird contrast of going from the start of the E3 Direct, where it was nice and cute Link and adorable and everyone loved him, to then the end of Direct, where you just got Ganondorf being dead and ugly and dark, and it was just a massive contrast difference, and I loved it. And it's immediately when I thought of the idea of having the more cuter and younger Links against the much darker and grittier of just Ganondorf's corpse. So I decided to do Toon Link, who was always kind of known for that kind of cute, shell-shaded art style, which he's got in Wind Waker and Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. Then I also decided to get Young Link, since he's kind of young, and yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I also decided to do Link to the Past, which was a weird one, but he is definitely one of the more younger Links. And also I felt like the pink hair, although it may not be canon, it does definitely fit in and make him look cuter than what he should. So I decided to go with him and that idea of him, because how can you not like the pink hair version of him? It's just amazing. If you look at that in-game art, he definitely has pink hair. Don't even try and fight me. I will argue that to the day I die, that he has pink hair in that game, and I hope, or it should be canon that he does, because it's brilliant and I love the design of it. And finally, of course, I had to add in the Link who kind of inspired it all, the Link from the new Link's Awakening, of the kind of clay figure of how small and dense he is, which I thought was really cool and really unique, and I feel like the whole idea of having 4 of them also played on the whole idea of 4 swords, which once again had the Toon Link art style of that kind of cutie-ish. So I felt like it was really good, and with the art directors and everything now saying that Breath of the Wild 2 may even be darker than Majora's Mask, I felt like it would kind of make sense for 4 of them to be up against him, considering it's most likely that Ganondorf's going to end up being very powerful. So seeing 4 Links go against him while he's still holding his own and still taking them out, I feel like very much demonstrates that power and shows that kind of darkness and grittiness to him. And I liked it, I really did. However, I did have struggle doing this piece. If you did watch me live, you would have seen I was like messing around with the tunic colours for quite a long time, because I needed that kind of like darker colours, but I didn't want to just go to black like I did with Ganondorf, because I wanted that contrast or difference, similar to how I got with Natsuki, of that one with just doing like more desaturated colours and more blacks, while the other one's more shaded colours and has a much brighter saturation. And I wanted to kind of do the same with this piece. But it made it very hard when it came to the tunics, because when I usually do pieces like that, I would usually then shade with like a darker red, or a darker blue, or even a purple. However, as soon as I tried to do that with this piece, the tunics just didn't look green. And considering that's like the main key figure of Link is his green tunic, it just made the whole thing just not look right, and I didn't like it, and it really took me a while and a couple of different layers to finally get the tunic colour which I was needing to bring the piece together. But the first one I did was Toon Link, and I started off with a very much more of a blue, and it didn't work. It really didn't work. So I ended up going with a darker shade of green and shading it that way first, and then going into effects and then changing the color balance to be able to get more of a bluish rather than just a desaturation. And it definitely worked, and then I used that same color palette for all the other links, and it definitely got the effect that I wanted, so it's definitely a way that it worked, and it was definitely a way which I liked. You know, I couldn't figure out the problem, so I helped use the other program's tools to solve my problem. You know, like the tools are there, so I may as well use them. And it just made sense to me, and I was like, why did I not think of this sooner? But when I got to the end of the piece, after I did the background, I was like, I want things to be a little bit darker, just when it comes to the edges and when it comes to the shades, because I wanted them to almost blend into the darkness a little bit, which I didn't quite get that, especially with Ganon. So I had to also do a couple of tweaking effects with color balance and contrast and brightness to be able to get that kind of darkness which I wanted. And I feel like I got there in the end. It took some time, and it took some tweaking of some effects, but I definitely feel like it worked, and I feel like it pulled the whole piece together to get this much darker sense with just the glow of the hand illuminating the rest of the characters. And I feel like it was a really nice effect, and even if this piece took me 15 hours and 20 minutes, yeah, that's right, 15 hours and 20 minutes, I feel like it was worth it. I really do. So I do hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.